Hello, my name is Francesca Carbone, and I am the social worker for Safe Inc. This presentation is brought to you by Safe Inc. and the Glen Cove Senior Center. Every year, we partner to bring problem gambling awareness to the community. Due to the pandemic, we have gone virtual with this presentation that we have brought to you today. So what is problem gambling? According to the Office of Addiction Services and Support, known as OASAS, problem gambling is a worldwide campaign that is designed to raise awareness of the risks of gambling. Each year, Safe Inc. collaborates with the Senior Center and other agencies of the Glen Cove community to address the importance of National Problem Gambling Awareness Month, which is throughout the month of March. The campaign highlights the dangers of gambling among the elderly population all the way down to the adolescents. It also seeks to inform both healthcare professionals and the general public about the risks and warning signs of problem gambling, which can affect all ages. Some history. The issues that are associated with gambling can be expressed in a brief summary on the American Addiction Center's website. It reads, "Gambling has been around since the ancient Greeks allocated special areas where their citizens could play games of luck with dice, coins, and other tools. But much like it does today, gambling carried a stigma. The fear of losing a fortune cast a cloud of shame over the people who frequented such establishments. Gambling's origins in antiquity speak to primal human needs to take risks, to escape, and to increase their social standing, and overall to win. Psychologists explain that the desire to take risks in the pursuit of success is just naturally in our genes. While we are not all drawn to gambling, there are other areas of life where the tendency for taking risks becomes irresistibly high. This can be seen in other financial ventures such as the stock market, in recreational forms, ethical, social, and this risk just regards our overall health. So what causes someone to become addicted to gambling? Some factors that can contribute to a gambling addiction could be someone who is desperate for money, someone who desires to experience thrills and highs, such as the risk-taking behavior we have talked about in the previous slide. It could be the social status that is associated with being a successful gambler, or just attaining a lot of money overall. It could be the entertaining atmosphere that the mainstream gambling scene brings. Some more risk factors could be due to someone having an early big win, which leads to false expectation of future wins. An individual could have easy access to their preferred form of gambling, such as card playing, horse racing, and even fantasy sports leagues. An individual could hold mistaken beliefs about the odds of winning. They may not take the proper steps to monitor their gambling wins and losses, to where it spirals out of control. An individual may have had a recent loss or change in their life, such as a divorce, job loss, retirement, or even just death of a loved one. All of these things could have someone struggle with their emotional and mental health, and in order for them to cope, some individuals lead to gambling. Often someone could feel bored or just lonely in their life. Maybe they have little interests or hobbies, and they feel like their life is lacking direction. Someone can also just be having a history of risk-taking or impulsive behavior. They could have a history of mental health problems, such as depression or anxiety. An individual could have been abused or traumatized when they were young. Maybe they have had a parent who also has a gambling problem, and they grew up around that atmosphere. Maybe an individual themselves had problems with alcohol or other drugs, and then it trickled into gambling or overspending. A big risk factor that can contribute to the development of gambling problems or make it more difficult to stop is that people tie their self-esteem to gambling wins or losses. For example, if an individual keeps winning, they produce that high every single time they win, that high self-esteem, that good feeling about themselves. So they're always looking to chase that feeling. But in the meantime, they may not be realizing that it's actually just producing that addiction. So how to know if someone is addicted to gambling? Some examples we have listed below is that an individual may spend more money on gambling than they can actually afford. They may have difficulties in personal relationships caused by their gambling. May have their gambling get into the way of their work or everyday life. They have an inability to cut back or stop gambling altogether. They may be spending more time gambling than ever before. They may even attempt to hide gambling from their friends or medical professionals or their family. An individual might start stealing or commit fraud to support their gambling addiction. They might ask for loans to cover up gambling debts. But good news, there's help. So if you suspect someone you care about may have a gambling problem, or you yourself could relate to any of the topics and factors we have talked about in this presentation, then we suggest that you discuss your concerns with an individual and let them know that you yourself want to get help, or you want this person to get help, just for your overall livelihood, their overall livelihood. There are many mental health facilities, rehab support groups, therapies, and even medications and or local hotlines that can be contacted to help someone who's addicted to gambling. We advise that for you to learn more information about problem gambling, please go to the website listed below and or call for immediate help at any time at the helpline below. Our contacts for anyone who is in need of help or any other questions or concerns in any areas of their life, we advise you to contact the SAFE office as well as the Glen Cove Senior Center so we can help you in any way. Thank you.